What's up, guys? Today we are going to be talking about something that we've been meaning to share with y'all for a little bit. We kind of have here and there, but we just wanted to make an official video about it because people are asking, and we just thought we'd put it out there.
Well, some people are asking, and like, it's also just something we kind of touched on it a little bit. And it's not like the best news, I guess, for us. It's about like having kids and stuff, and it's a harder pill to swallow more and more as Judah's kind of growing up and stuff, and like Julia's more postpartum. So you guys can kind of get from the title of this video, we have some not so great and amazing news about our timeline for having kids, which it's for a good reason. So we'll kind of dig into it a little bit here. But this is a new filming location. I don't know if you guys can tell. We got a new chair, y'all. Look at this. We can both fit on it. And it's
so nice.
Yeah, it's so comfy. You want to get up so we can show how big it is? Okay, so the first thing that's super awesome about the Lotus Flexi Spot recliner is look how big it is. Like, I think my shoes off. It is huge. So it has a 64 centimeter seat width. It also has 32 centimeter width armrest, which is super awesome. I mean, look how big it is. Like, my entire body can fit on it. I can curl up on the ball, and it's just like the comfiest thing ever. Also, the flexible swivel and rocking mechanism just makes it feel like you're in a warm embrace and like hug. Like, it literally feels like I'm laying back in feathers and the chair is engulfing me. Also, this is my favorite part. So this is the Flexi Spot Lotus recliner, the electric version. So there's two buttons here. There's a USB port and a USB-C port to charge your phones, which is so amazing. This is my favorite part. It reclines. And it doesn't just recline. It reclines. Like, it comes so far back. And now, this feels like a bed. Like, I could literally sleep in this chair. Many different like add-ons and things you can get with the chair. We decided to get the PU leather and creamy ivory color. There's so many different colors you can pick from. If you click the link down below, you'll actually be able to go through and shop whether you want it electric or not, what colors you want. There's even an option with a phone holder, which is super awesome. So you can look through some of those as well. All in all, this is the comfiest chair I've ever sat in. And we absolutely love how versatile it is with how much it can swivel, with the storage compartment that we have here. So you want to put popcorn in there, a drink like Julia's Stanley, which is so big. And it still fits in there. All around, the Flexi Spot Lotus recliner is the best recliner you could get. So I highly recommend checking it out. If you're looking to get a new recliner, or maybe you've been kind of on the edge, this is your sign. Go check it out. See why the Flexi Spot Lotus recliner is the next chair that you need to get.
So if you guys want to check out this amazing recliner or any of the other amazing things that Flexi Spot has, check it out by clicking the link down below. Plus, do not miss out on their brand day sale on May 25th. You guys can use our exclusive code LOTUS30 to get $30 off and free shipping.
So go click the link below if you guys want to get this recliner, and don't miss out on the brand sale. And make sure you use our code Lotus30, save $30 and get free shipping. And huge shout out to Flexi Spot for sponsoring this video. We absolutely love our new recliner, and we know you guys will too, so go check it out. Okay, now let's get back into the video.
So basically, I was induced at 39 weeks. My doctor was concerned with the size of Judah. He was measuring it like 8-ish pounds around 36 weeks, and babies grow about a half a pound per week. So all that being said, he was on track to be really big. Now, I know a lot of people say they're like, those growth measurements are never accurate, and I believe that too. But for us, it was accurate, and actually, he probably weighed more than what they had said. Anyways, I listened to my doctor's advice, and I know people have their opinions on that and whatever, but we, prayed a ton about it and took it to the Lord, and he gave us peace. So we were induced at 39 weeks because of how big he was. The bigger the baby, the more risks that you have for them getting stuck and just having so many complications, and those risks weren't worth it to us because all we care about really is just having a healthy baby. And so we wanted to make sure we kept him as safe as possible. So we went in to be induced. Long story short, I was in labor for around 36 hours. I was full dilation. I pushed for 4-ish hours on and off, and he just wouldn't come out. Like, he just was not budging. Tried everything I could. The doctor came in and they're like, okay, well, your water's been broken for this long. You're pushing, he's not coming out. He's obviously massive, and he might get stuck, like whatever. We need to do a C-section right now. So they wheeled me back there, did the C-section, but since I had been pushing and he had descended, he was lower in the birth canal than say like a baby that you know, you have a regular C-section. So when they cut you for a C-section, they cut you like this, and then they move your ab muscles apart, and then they cut your uterus, and then they pull the baby out. Well, when they reached down in to pull out Judah, they had to kind of reach, you know, a little lower, and obviously he's so big, my uterus kind of tore open. So my incision was like this, and my uterus tore like this. And so because of that, I had to get 2 bags of blood. I had to get a blood transfusion, and then, you know,
because you lost so much blood.
Yeah,
like,
it was kind of
it's just crazy,
scary and traumatic, because like it was hard to be excited about the baby that had just been born, because I heard the doctors talking, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like,
what's
am I gonna be
happening?
okay?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what's going on.
And I was freaking out too. I was like, it was like a very high intensity situation.
Yeah, and you probably remember more than I do, because I was so out of it. I was throwing up everywhere. Like, I was not doing well. Like, my birth story, there is a whole video on it if you guys want to know like the specific details.
Right.
But it was very hard on me. It was hard on the baby. It was hard on everybody, and we were all just exhausted. So long story short, I knew something had happened, knew I had to get a blood transfusion, but I didn't know exactly what. And our doctor came to us when we were getting discharged, and she told us some news about what had happened and why.
Yeah. Was it that early? For some reason, I thought it was your appointment.
No.
Oh, well, life has been such a blur since then. But yeah, I'll share
She did mention it at my appointment, but it was.
And I guess she kind of hinted at it, I guess. I must have missed it, but like after Judah had been born, but then also at the appointment. And basically, the gist of the news is like, we can't have any more kids as soon as we wanted. So we've always wanted to have our kids like pretty close in age. Like all me and my siblings were like not even 2 years apart.
You guys like 18
for the most part?
apart?
Yeah, like 18 months pretty much. Well, yeah, kind of like 18 months to 20 months, just in that area, like each child pretty much. And so like I loved that gap. Like it was good to the point where like we were kind of growing up doing the same things, involved in the same thing, not like so far apart. Yeah, anyways, the news was basically like we cannot have kids as soon as we wanted. So that's been kind of hard to swallow a little bit, just because of like what we had planned. Like we wanted to have another kid in like, I don't know, like another year and a half or something like that. Like he would be here. But all that aside, and we'll get to the number of how long, because I know you guys are probably wondering how long, and we know, but like all of that aside, it's for Julia's safety and for the baby's safety, because of how traumatic the birth was. Like it's a situation like you just don't have control over. And so
well, you just have a major surgery, then there's complications on top of that.
Right, and then everything just has like what your body went through and how it has to heal. Like the body takes a long time to heal after you have a baby. Like
especially after a C-section, it takes even longer.
Yes, and after like the traumatic part where like things didn't go how they were supposed to go. And so it takes even longer in that case for like the body to be back to where it should be, to have a safe, successful, healthy pregnancy. And then also to keep Julia safe so that her body can heal completely before she has to try and push out another baby, or in this case, it's gonna be probably go for another C-section. So I just wanna start off by saying that like we have peace knowing that it's for the best of Julia and her health, and then also the baby and the future baby's health in the future when we have more kids. So basically the news we were told is that we cannot have any more kids for at least like 2 years. And at first I had a question. I was like, so we can't like start trying to have kids for 2 years, or like, because if we can't start trying to have kids for 2 years, that pushes it to almost 3 years. And then so Judah's 3, and if we can't start trying for 2 years, that means like that's gonna be a bigger gap than we wanted. And so then I kind of clarified and I asked that, and she was like, no, but we don't want her having the baby until like 2 years. So that means technically we have to wait a year and a half pretty much to like start trying again. Which is fine. It's not a super huge deal, but it's definitely longer than we anticipated.
It could also take us a while to get pregnant.
We just don't know. Like we were so blessed the first time. Like it didn't take super long for us to have.
We wouldn't know because it was kind of a surprise to us.
Well, it was, but it didn't. Again, it didn't take super long. And we have experienced other stories of people dealing with like infertility and stuff, and not being able to have a baby for a while, and like even friends too, like who wanted to have a baby much sooner and just they could not get pregnant, and it's a real thing. And so I guess we kind of have a little, not anxiety, but like, okay, so if we can't start trying for like another year and a half, what if we don't,
Yeah.
Like, what if we don't have the ability?
Yeah. What if
to
it takes a year to get pregnant? Then,
yeah,
you know.
and then I feel like that's a common thing and theme that we've heard with most people is it does take a little while longer than your first child. So yeah, so that's the news is we can't have another baby for at least like 2 years from when he was born.
Which, and I know people will probably say like, oh, you know, you don't have to listen to that, or, you know, just.
Right.
And
right.
obviously we're trusting the Lord's timing, but I also believe the Lord gives doctors wisdom and, you know, my doctor knows better than anybody what happened, and I want the baby to be as safe as possible. Like, God forbid I get pregnant too soon. Well, yeah, and, you know, the pregnancy has issues because of the complications and stuff. So, you know, we are trusting God's timing, and we're listening to the medical advice. I know that not everybody may agree with those decisions and choices, but that's just what we're intending on doing.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I unfortunately already have my period back. I have had it for, like, a few times now. I had no break from after giving birth. So that being said, it is weird because some people, you know, they don't even have the option to get pregnant for a while because they don't get their period back. But yeah, we wanted to have them closer in age, maybe like 18 to 20 months apart, or, you know, 24 months. So we'll see. And maybe that is still God's will for, you know, if we get pregnant like right away and they'll be like 2 months, 2 years apart.
It would be like a little bit of a delay, but it wouldn't be as big of a delay as it could be.
And they were, you know, they shared with me, and this is mostly probably the most unfortunate part to me, is it would be very risky for me to do a VBAC, which obviously you want to go as natural as possible when you're giving birth. I think most people would choose to deliver naturally rather than have a C-section. Just because of what happened, they definitely recommend that I continue having C-sections. That is probably what we're gonna end up doing. You know, it's not something that I'm super happy about, but I'm okay with it. I have peace about it, and I'm grateful I don't have to experience contractions again, because those were horrible, I guess, if I have a bright side to look at here.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's kind of where we're at with that.
Well, at first it was like, okay, like, no worries. And then after you heal a little bit, get back into the routine of life, you're like, man, like, I wish that wasn't the case, because, you know, like, Judah's at the point now where he's smiling, like, he is so strong, and he's getting to the point where he's starting to be really, really fun. And Julia's already just like, oh, I can't wait to have another one, you know? And so then when there's a delay on that, it's just kind of sad when you think about it subconsciously. It's just like, well, we know that that's not in the cards for a little while. So that's the news, unfortunately, but it's news for the good, and we're just gonna, you know, I guess buy the book when it comes to this, like listen to the medical advice we're given, and
obviously continue to pray about it. And like, I want to stress that, because I know a lot of people questioned, you know, my birth story and just how things went, things like that. And we definitely like laid it all out before God and prayed, and God's will was done. And we both are okay.
And we also value, as mean as this might sound, we value what God tells us over people's opinion. And so y'all are entitled to your own opinion, but, you know, we prayed about it a lot, and obviously, like, he made it clear, number one, but number two, I believe that he would rather have a safe pregnancy and delivery rather than risk the child dying.
So. Well, and we tried. Like, we did
everything in the power that we could.
He just, I tried to induce labor naturally. That didn't happen. Tried to deliver him naturally. That didn't happen. And so, you know, nothing is a surprise to God, and he's been with us through it all, and he knows exactly when we will have the second baby. And
we're excited for when that day comes. Like, now that we're having our baby, like, we have kind of accepted we're gonna be young parents, and we just want to kind of keep the train rolling, because we do want more kids. I don't know how many more. But
if they all turn out like Judah, we might have a few.
Well, we'll see. But yeah, so
we'll keep you guys up.
That's the news. Kind of sucks, but we just wanted to share it with y'all, just because it's been something that's been weighing on our hearts.
And people have, believe it or not, already asking
people are asking, when are you gonna have your next one? And yeah, it's been on our chest for a while, and we haven't really shared a ton about it, and we just felt like now is the appropriate time to share about it, since it was a lot of people asking, and, you know, you name it. So anyways, that's the sad news and the bad news. But just pray for us too, that we just continue to be okay with it, and, you know, hopefully pray that we're able to have a baby pretty quickly when the time comes that we can start trying again. So
yeah, I'm just thankful for you guys being here with us on this journey, and can't wait to keep you guys updated. And for now, we're gonna love on the baby we do have, and he's just perfect, and we love him so much. And can't wait to have more.
Awesome. All right, well, we love y'all, and so glad we were able to share this with you guys today, and we'll see y'all in the next one.